Good morning, people. What's happening? Looking at, again, 12 charts today. Seeing what we can get into. Nice bounce here in the market. Across the board, SPY's up 1%. Alrighty, so a lot of stuff bounced up this morning, and I've got 12 charts up of tickers that I'm kind of looking at. QBTS was a big one today. Really, another 25% today. What a move. Alibaba, so very strong. Hey, good morning, Marv. What are your main watches for today? He's asking. Yeah, the main watches for me, pretty much, the same old. I kind of have these main watches right here, these 12 that I look at almost on a daily basis, and then the other ones that I'm looking at sort of like that are most active on the day. I see, Bitcoin's made a move this morning. So, Bitcoin related stocks, Intel, and then quantum stocks, and then all the Mag 7. So, that's pretty much what I'm watching. Some of the same stuff that, we traded yesterday. So, I kind of cast a sort of a wide net and look at several different tickers, and kind of keep an eye across the board to see where we find setups. PLTR with a big bounce up today as well. So, Tesla gap and bounce, it's up 2.8%, but the question is this bounce going to sustain itself, or are we going to get much of the same moves that we have been seeing for the past couple of months, which is things pop into resistance areas like Tesla here, and then we drop back down, or are we getting a real move here today? That's going to be the difficult part to figure that out. So Tesla, Palantir, China stocks are all up right now too. Chinese ADRs, BABA, PDD. Crypto, NVDA. I see DocuSign is up a lot today too. Doku. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, between those, I think we should be able to find some trades. What's on watch for you, Marv? What are you watching today? Marv is saying he's Tesla rejecting 250 area again. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it on a bigger picture time frame, like let's look at a 30-minute chart on Tesla, clear downtrend, and then yeah, you got this resistance area here, the 250, which has acted as a clear rejection. That's fairly clear what's happening here. I mean, it's going to be tough for Tesla to get over this area, but if it does, it could signal some sort of at least a temporary trend change. But I mean, yeah, you could draw a trend line like this, but this is a 30-minute chart right now, and clearly it has rejected so far. I'm trying to find something in the quantum space, like maybe IO and Q, or something like that might be moving. Intel, Rigetti too. Rigetti's another one, right? Rigetti Computing, that one's popped up 13% today. Apple finally showing some strength today after several days of selling off. BABA hanging on to this VWAP area. I wonder if this could be long for us later today. Still looking across the board, trying to find something. Let's see here. I've got the 5-minute charts on today versus my usual 10-minute. Change things up a little bit. Let's see if this helps us get some better entries or maybe spot some setups. So I like Apple on the daily. The Apple 30-minute chart also is looking good. So the question is though, what is a good entry? So if we clear this out. Go to 30 minutes. I mean, you got a clear resistance area for Apple here. You could probably put one here as well. This is also a clear pivot. So yeah, these are some levels for Apple on the 30-minute. BABA making a move up. I'm interested in a long on BABA as well. Let's take a look at BABA here. Yeah. Yeah, BABA's got that 140, 150 area. That's, we can make or break over that, I think. Yeah, there it goes. We've got about 2.5 minutes left on this candle here. So trying to see if we get a continuation here on this candle on BABA for a potential long. Zoom into all these charts a little bit, shall we? There we go. A little bit of a zoom in there. Alright, so nothing setting up for me just yet. We do again have a pretty large gap, and for the last couple of days we've been seeing this sort of gap and then sideways kind of momentum, or chop, sideways gap and chop. Another one I haven't looked at is BBAI. Let's take a look at BBAI. That one also has been beaten up like crazy here. Big bear holdings. This could be due for a bounce up, like, man, but swing traders are probably looking at this. Alright, so we've got mostly a sideways move across the board. Tesla has popped up and dipped. Maybe give us an opportunity. Same thing with MSTR. By the way, let me know if the music in the background is too loud. I did increase the volume for the background music. Just curious to see if it's too loud for you guys or if it's fine. I made it louder than yesterday, so curious to see how it's coming out for you guys. So let me know. Marv is saying musical is good. I'm watching the quantum names, but I'm only in QUBT. Oh yeah, QUBT is another one. Yeah. Check out QUBT. I'm putting that on a different monitor. Man, that's a nice setup actually on QUBT. That one offered a nice setup. I'm not sure where you got long, Marv, on QUBT. But that was a nice move over the VWAP. little dip below the 630s, and now it's ripping higher. So nice catch there. Let's see if maybe get a similar type of move on, you know, BABA or MSTR here. So far, I don't see anything that I like. Everything is pretty choppy. MSTR is one I'm keeping a close eye on. Same with BABA. QBTS clean move. Clean move on QBTS. Quantum names have definitely had a nice move. See what Mara's doing. Where's Mara? MAR. That was had a decent move today. This is kind of the type of market that's difficult for day traders, where you get the big gap up, and then most of the stocks look like Hood and SMCI and MSTR and BABA. It's like gap up, sideways, gap up, sideways, gap up, sideways. So these are the tough situations that, I mean, you know, you're eager to jump into a trade, but really the only trades here available are breakouts. Right, you're going to be buying breakout here, or if you got in right at the open, which I rarely do that. So this kind of becomes a game of patience now for me, at least, is, you know, wait and see approach. I mean, look at Apple. Look at Apple. This is just ridiculous. Like, this is like the definition of sideways. Like, literally, it's moved, you know, in a 50-cent tight range for the past 20 minutes. Let's look at it, smaller time frame. Yeah, just is ridiculous. You know, this is not something that you can trade unless you're, you know, one of those traders that can trade ranges really well, where you're shorting the tops, covering bottoms, vice versa. This is definitely not my kind of stock that I look for. Let's move everything to 10-minute charts and see how it looks. Yeah. 10-minute charts kind of give you a zoomed out look, which I like. You can clearly see Apple struggling here with the wicks into 213. Clearly see the struggle here. Alright, so what do we got going on here? So Intel's pretty much popped and dropped from yesterday's levels. Tesla, clean move down. Well, if you look at it on the 10-minute chart, very clean move down back into the support area 241. So here we go. It's 10 o'clock. I know we had some numbers coming out today at 10. What do we have today? Yeah, we had the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment for March. And then the University of Michigan 5-year and 1-year inflation numbers that come out. So, looks like we have those numbers out. Big move up here on a lot of things. Let's see. Put things back on the 5 minutes, see if you can find a trade. Alright, now we got some clarity on some of these tickers. I do like the long on MSTR. I think I'm going to take that. Let's take the long on MSTR. Yep, I'm long MSTR here. I like this setup. And then also long on Tesla. So now that we've got our move down, now we're getting a move back up through the resistance support area from yesterday. SMCI also going over the highs. That looks good. Not in that one. But quantum tickers. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing that I like here. So far, I'm just in a couple of longs. Where do I want to put my stop on Tesla here? Probably seems like a reasonable spot. Wow, pretty big push here across the board. BABA also looks very good. I'm a long BABA as well. So I like the BABA long. Well, that was a short trade for me on Tesla. Man, I just got stopped out there when it wicked the lows. So losing trade there just started off on Tesla. Well, what a candle there. I think this has to do with potentially the news. You know, giving this whipsaw effect. Still think this is a good setup for a long bounce off 241. It's unfortunate that we had this candle. I still think it may continue higher after some consolidation here. But yeah, if that sets up again, we'll take that long. Yeah, this is pretty tough action. You know, we had the gap up here in the market. Everyone's thinking bounce. But maybe this is just another bounce that gets sold off, you know? Maybe longs are not going to work today. So I am still long MST arm Baba, but you know, I've got my stops in place, so if they get too near the lows, then I'll be out of all of those. Tesla continues to look weak. So I took this Tesla long here on this candle when it was pretty green. Had I waited for the candle to close, I would have seen that, you know, maybe it's not a long at all. So that's sort of the downside of not waiting for these candles to play out. Yeah, everything looking fairly weak. SPY made a push down, made a new low of day, but then has since moved back up, at least on this 10-minute time frame. So let's see what happens next. So I got stopped out of MSTR as well. So that, I guess the stop there was fairly tight. Got in long about here, and then I left my stop around here. Probably should have my stop a bit lower, actually. Hindsight for MSTR. Apple's super weak, so it kind of broke out of that range that we were looking at earlier, where it went sideways and just broke below that and never looked back. Very weak. QBTS held the VWAP. Maybe this is where we can find a long opportunity. QBTS. So I shorted IBIT. I put that over there. I like this breakdown of this consolidation. BBAI, nice move up here. Some potentially a long on these quantum names, I think. Might be my next trade. Gonna have to kind of give it some space though. So QBTS is what I'm looking at, and then QUBT. I mean, all the quantum names have a similar stock, but I do like a long here on this ticker, QBTS. So I'm gonna get long QBTS as well. So right now I'm still in the BABA long, IBIT short, and QBTS I am long. So we got 3 trades on right now. It's still very early in the day. It's only like 10:20 market time. Still plenty of moves to be made. You just need to be careful not to get whipsawed on this market. These bear markets are tough to trade. Alright, so BBAI, nice move up here. I'm not in that ticker. I'm not in BBAI. BABA trade looks like it wants to stop me out. Man, today's not very easy. Not very easy here. Fairly close to getting stopped out of BABA here. So far the only thing that's working is my IBIT short and QBTS. So BABA, I'm just a few pennies away now from being stopped. And bam, stopped out of BABA. So 3 losing trades for me today to start off. That's pretty rare. So all out of BABA on the long side, and we're in the IBIT short. So short on this one, and then we got the long on QBTS. So we need some of these trades to work. So Tesla's looks like it did bounce here on the 10-minute chart. Let's see if we get a new high. Maybe this is where we get long again on Tesla. PLTR held up nicely as well on the VWAP. QBTS trying to make a new push for a new high, so that'll be nice. NVDA also looking strong, and the market looks like it wants to bounce off of 556 area. But let's see if we get enough move here across the board, or if this turns out to be just another fake out. Alright, I took NVDA for a long here. I think this is a fairly good setup here. NVIDIA for the long. So got long NVIDIA. And looking to do the same on Tesla again. We did try the Tesla long early on. Didn't work out. Try it again here. And market's also bouncing up, so maybe we get a little help from that as well. And today's a tough day here. Big gap up, sideways, and then chop. This is definitely very difficult to find an edge in this type of market, at least for my style. Alright, so our IBIT short, kind of lingering there near the lows, not doing much. QBTS long, Working in our direction. NVDA long. Not the action that we want to see on the long side there. Definitely would like to see this candle move higher. But let's see. Maybe we get some more candles going sideways before the real move up. So we definitely need to bang out a few winners here. QBTS, nice move. There we go. It is kind of hard to see the moves happen when you're looking at the 10-minute chart, since candles are sort of like condensed down. It's kind of hard to see that move up. So when I do put it on a 5-minute, it does make it easier to see. This wick doesn't help either right here, but let's correct this bar, because I don't think it went down this low. I don't think it ever went down below like 57. So 8. Let's just do 860. Yeah. That looks better. I don't know why that happens. Error in the platform, or maybe a dark pool print. Look at Tesla here. So choppy. I mean, you know, I tried to long it here, and then I got declined. Rejected. Big time. Big time rejection for me on Tesla. Now it's just consolidating below. Pretty much right at yesterday's line right here, 214 area. So maybe we got to move up a little later in the day over this 244. Maybe we can take that long. UBTS, nice. Gonna move the stop higher in QBTS now that I'm up 1R on this trade. We'll protect the downside here. NVDA trying again. SPY trying again. So let's switch it back to the 10-minute charts. Kristaps, what's going on, man? Yeah, tough chop. Gap ups are the worst, man. Yeah, Kristaps, that's what I've been saying like all morning on this stream so far. It's just like, you know, especially gap ups in bear markets, you know, it's like this, you know, you got like half the people thinking that, okay, finally we get a rally and we can start buying stuff and start looking for longs. And then you got the other half of the people just shorting pops. and then not to mention the bag holders that have, you know, that bought 3 months ago at the highs, and now they're waiting for a 5% or 10% pop, and they can't wait to, like, you know, lower their loss. So you got all these like 3 groups battling this out, and that just leads to you know, these sort of choppy moves where, you know, depending on where people are positioned, they're making moves, and that makes our job more difficult versus you know, it's just much easier to trade in like a bull market where everything's just going up. You know, any VWAP bounce is gonna go get you 3R. You know, it's just definitely much easier to trade in those markets. But you know, we have to do our job. QBTS now is up 1.5R for me, so that trade's working out. We needed that one after a couple losing trades here in the morning on BABA, Tesla, and MSTR. So I do try to shoot for like a 2 to 1 or 3 to 1R, somewhere in between. So I really only need like 1 or 2 trades to work out here, and I can still be green on the day. So I think QBTS has got a shot to get to 10 for sure. I mean, this thing's up 35%. The RVol is over 500%. Relative volume on QBTS, are you kidding me? This thing is like $10. Let's look at the daily. Clear all this junk out of here. Gosh, I wish I knew how to swing trade. Man, I wish I knew how to swing trade. Maybe I get in this thing on this spike and just ride this thing up here. Even earlier, probably $6. to break out of this consolidation area if you're a swing trader. You know, risking $1 to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. Yeah. That's why swing traders make the big bucks, right? Anyways. This wick did not happen. Wick did not happen, right, guys? QBTS did not go down to 791, right? My platform is wrong because on DAS it shows the lowest QBTS went to was 856. You know, after the initial move, like right here is where DAS is showing it. So let me correct this bar. Low 8.56. Yeah, this is what it's showing for me on the DAS platform. So, ooh, this is a beautiful setup here. So, this is really weird. My VWAP is not even filling in. Like, what the heck is going on here? I don't know if I'm having charting issues or what in the world is going on here. BABA giving it all up here. BABA, boy, were we wrong on this long. Sometimes you look back on your trades and you're like, man, that was silly trying to long it up here. All you can do is laugh because, I mean, you're working with limited information, right? You do the best you can. Kristaps is saying, I kind of hate small caps, but in that $1 to $10 range, there's always something moving. Yeah, that's true, man. Small caps. Yeah, I mean, I know some people that trade small caps. I mean, there's a lot of people that trade small caps, right? Like, there's whole entire communities revolving around day trading small caps. And, you know, some could argue that maybe there's potentially more of an edge in small caps. I don't think that's, for me personally, has not been true. I've tried small caps both ways, both long and short. Of course there's edge. Of course there's edge, right, in everything. But the amount of scammery and trickery that happens in the small cap markets, especially like OTC and even small, like Nasdaq small caps. Yeah, nah, that's not for me. But you do get these moves in small caps where, like, you know, a $1 stock that goes to $5, and probably there's something like that happens every day where the stock's up like 3, 4, 500%. And if you can catch some of those moves every day on one of those tickers, yeah, you can make a nice living doing that, for sure. Yeah. Kristaps is saying we are very used to everything just to go up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is America, man. This is America. We need things to go up, up, up. We don't like losing. That's my best impersonation of a country accent. We don't like losing, boys. We don't like losing. Kristaps is saying humanity depends on stocks going up. Yeah, that's hilarious. Humanity. Yeah, that's why we are doing God's work here, guys. This day trading, this is work we doing for the humankind, for the human race. Right? Our families should look at us and say, wow, look at these guys out there doing God's work for humanity. Freaking IBIT, man. What the? Okay, so IBIT's also going against me here. Wow, look at what is going on. hood. Just erasing this entire 10-minute bar. Wow. Oh, that's what's going on. SPY's popping up. Well, at least I got two winners. I got QBTS winning, which I got a break-even stop on now, so I can't lose that one. Can't lose, Mr. Market. Can't beat me on that one. NVDA got a long on that's working. Hopefully that blasts through the top. PLTR, man, this... Oh, look at Tesla. Look at Tesla. Look at Tesla. We've got... Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try another trade on Tesla. So we're long Tesla. I'm looking at Oklo too. OKLO. And that one... Oklo... What is happening with... Okay. All right, I'm long OKLO as well. Do I have OKLO up on any of these? No, I don't. So let's do that. Let's get rid of BABA and put Oklo here. Put BABA on up. So I like this long on OKLO. Got long there. Did I? Yes, I did stop out of IBIT. So my stop has triggered because I did have my stop over the VWAP. So NVIDIA now looking to break over the highs. That would be nice. NVIDIA. That would be very nice. If IBIT reverses up here, potentially I could look to short it again. But, you know, maybe this is not a shorting kind of day. SPY's up 1.3%. Chris Taps is saying, yeah, haha, day trading is actually so useless as a craft. Yeah. Yeah, day trading is so useless as a craft. Yeah, it's, well, at least it's not a zero-sum game, right? Like poker, for example. Poker is like a zero-sum. In order for me to win at poker, I've got to take money from someone else. In order for me to win, someone has to lose, right? Two people at poker can't win, right? I'm taking money out of someone's stack. Of course, IBIT just stops me out, goes lower. Tesla, what in the world? Like, just barcoding. I am long Tesla. But yeah, it's like, you know, with poker, it's a zero-sum game. For me to win money, I gotta take your money. But in day trading, at least it's not a zero-sum game. Where, like, for me to make money as a day trader, like, other day traders don't necessarily have to lose. I mean, yeah. Like, for example, I could make money on a long, and somebody could make money on a short at the same time. Of course, in the long run, yeah, I mean, money created, there's no money that's created in the market. It's just money that's been invested by people going long or short, like hedge funds, and then that money is redistributed into the winners. So yeah, I don't know. I like to think of the stock market is a non-zero sum game, but I can see the argument for both ways, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'm not really sure what the correct way to look at that is. But all I know is I like QBTS continuing to go up. my only really solid trade today. Everything else has been in the tanker for me today. So, you know, that's the nice thing about trading with a like a 2 or 3R risk reward. You can be wrong a lot. You can take a lot of losing trades, and if 2 of the trades work out for you, you can make like 5 or 6R, and then that wipes out a lot of losers. So that's why I like to have a system where I'm using targets that are further out, where I try to wait to exit trades, and look for the bigger risk reward targets, so that I'm not putting so much pressure on myself to have like such a high win rate, because it, at least for my style, you know, my win rate is not that high. I mean, lately it's been pretty good, but you know, in general, I don't think like this style of large cap day trading, people don't really, I think most styles are not really high win rate styles. I know people have high win rates in small caps, and especially shorting small caps and stuff like that. Like Mad-As, I think, has like a 90% hit rate. But it's definitely a different type of style that people use. So yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to do this. There's no one right way. But going back to the 5-minute charts here. Let's put the extended hours on here. That makes it easier to see this chart. Give me the extended hours up, doesn't it? Sure does. To me it does. Let's do that. Let's do all of them like that. All. Boom. There we go. That's easier to see, I think. Oh, I just realized I was muted this whole time I was talking. Oops. Yeah, I really like this setup here on Oklo. You know, beautiful move up, sideways consolidation, and then move up, push up through the VWAP. Really like that. QBTS is at very close to a 2R for me, and I am trying to get trying to get a cover here on QBTS. Okay, I'm not muted, right? Oh, not muted. Okay. So yeah, trying to get a cover here. Not a cover, trying to get an exit on QBTS because I'm long. I'm right at 2R, and I just took some off right here. Boom. Took some off at 966, and then my target for the rest is going to be over $10 on QBTS. I understand it's up 40%. It's up a huge amount. So, but 10 is that psychological number, 30 cents away. I think we can get there today. Oklo up almost 1R for me now. There we go. Now we're getting some winning trades going. This is what I'm talking about. NVDA struggling at the highs. Not what I like to see. Definitely not what I like to see. Struggling at the highs. Oof, man. These quantum names were the play. You really only needed quantum stocks to trade today. BBAI. Well, this is I don't know if BBAI is a quantum stock. More of an AI play, right? Big Bear AI. All right. Nice. So I've had 3 losing trades. I actually had 1, 2, 3, 4 losing trades, and I'm only down like 1R on the day. That's, to me, that's pretty good, right? Having 4 losing trades and only being down 1R. That's the sort of system that, I mean, personally for me, I think that's what's going to lead to like long-term gains as a day trader when you've developed a system that's going to help you survive the long run, you know. That's really what it's all about. At least for me, that's kind of like my whole thesis and how my whole way that I look at trading lately in the past 6 months has been trying to create a system that can weather the storm. You know, so it's not going to be like a home run system where I'm making like 10 or 20 R every day, but something that can help me bang out like 3, 4, 5 R every single day. And of course, not every single day is going to happen, but you know, an average win of like 3 R per day, that's very solid. It's very solid, and most importantly, it's consistent, and that's what kind of that's what everyone is craving for, right? That consistency in the markets for trading, and that's what I'm craving for. What I'm looking for is consistency in the markets. And this is crazy now. I'm almost like even on the day, even after having 4 losing trades. So Oklo up nicely for us now. So Oklo's got resistance, of course, here. The morning resistance on OKLO right here. And then if you look at the bigger picture time frame, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, if we can get over this hump which is this morning, and we got some resistance areas here and here. And if you look at the daily, I think that'll probably coincide with that. Yeah. So perhaps we get a move up into this area over 27, and that's going to be where I'm probably going to take some off near the high of day, just because of the type of environment we're in. We're in such a choppy environment. I think it would be like foolish not to take some off here at the highs, you know. So we'll do that. So NVDA turning back down. I think NVIDIA, I'll probably have a stop below the VWAP, so we'll give it a little wiggle room, but I don't want to give it too much space. Kind of a trend line here, so yeah, giving it up to about below this trend line I think seems fair. Apple rejecting VWAP, not good for the SPY. Tesla, my stop is going to be, you know, low of day, so we'll give that a pretty wide stop. Leave that there. So let's take a look at what things look like on 10-minute time frame. Let's put this on 10 minutes. So these are now 10-minute candlesticks. Let's see how things look. QBT is just beautiful. Look at this. If this thing doesn't go to 10 bucks, if QBTS doesn't go to $10, then what the heck? I mean, what the actual heck? If this stock this clean, the chart this clean doesn't go to 10, then I don't know what to say. Of course, having said that, there is, of course, no guarantee that it's going to get to 10. So this is not financial advice, obviously, but it sure looks to me like it's going there. Let's go SPY with a nice bounce up here. Nice. Hope you guys are having a good trading session today. Let me know what you guys are trading, by the way, in the chat. If you guys got some trades going. I know Marv was trading QUBT earlier. He's probably killing it in that one. QUBT is at $7. Curious to see what you guys are trading. Holy cow, guys. Holy cow. We are blasting up here, guys. I hope all of you are long, by the way. I hope all of you are long, because we are blasting. And now I'm nicely green on the day. Started off with 4 losers. 4 losing trades. And now we are up more than 1R on the day. Probably looking like we're going to be up 2R now. I mean, what a blast here. What an absolute blast. So it looks like MarvXC is also trading Tesla long with TSLL. Nice, man. TSLL. Got another friend of mine that trades TSLL, the leverage product. What does that look like, by the way? TSLL. Yep. I mean, obviously, looks the same as Tesla. Obviously, not going to look very different, is it? Oh, so close to $10 on QBTS. Oh boy, that's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit off of. I'm gonna take a little bit off of Tesla here. So let's take some off of Tesla, and I've already taken an exit on OKLO. Yeah, so Kristaps is trading QBTS and Tesla with options. Ah, nice, man. I wonder what the options look like on QBTS. I haven't really looked at options lately, but wonder if there's a lot of volume. I mean, I'm guessing there is, especially on a day like today. The RVol on relative volume QBTS is like 600% is what it's showing me. So QBTS options must be doing well, I would assume. I would assume they're doing pretty well. Man, what a move. What a nice move. If you were patient this morning and avoided getting into the chop here, and if you were patient to catch some of these bounces that came, the cleaner trades came much later today, right? Like 10:15, right after 10 a.m. was when the cleaner trades came. So if you were patient enough to wait for that, which I wasn't. Look at IBIT. This thing is on fire. Look at this curl up. But yeah, today, if you're patient enough to wait for better trade opportunities, then you're absolutely crushed it with this move to the long side. So that's why it always pays to be patient, right? Alright, QBTS struggling a little bit. I'm seeing QUBT with the move down. QUBT is up 25%. I mean, I don't see this train stopping today. Like this quantum train. I don't see these things dropping. I mean, obviously they might retrace back down at a certain point, but looking at their daily charts, I think these quantum computing names have a lot of room higher up. If you're looking at it from like a day swing trading perspective, especially. NVDA, I am tempted to take a little bit off on NVIDIA. I took some more off on QBTS. I'm holding some for over $10. Still holding some for that move. Chris Taps is saying that I find it most of the day it is better to wait first 15 minutes and then attack. Most of the time I dig myself a hole on the open and then try to come back. Anyone else have that problem? Anyone else try to trade in the open and dig themselves into a hole? Because I'll tell you, I do the same thing, Chris Taps. I do the same thing, especially because I used to trade the open using 1-minute charts. That's what I was used to, trading in at the open, 1-minute charts, boom, get in at the open. The opening rush, get in with the crowd, get in with the herd, move in the direction that everyone's moving in. And when it works, it's awesome because you're done trading in like 10 minutes and you make gobs of money and then you can go back to sleep. But a day like today, you're going to lose gobs of money, right? Because it was so choppy. And absolutely, I think I agree with you. Like, most of the days, it's going to be better for you to avoid trading in the first 15 minutes. Like, I know another trader who waits until 10 a.m. and he's consistently profitable from what I see on his Twitter. And he doesn't take trades until 7 a.m. That's hard for me to do, to be honest. Like, wait a full 30 minutes while the casino's open. Casino's open for 30 minutes and not place any bets. That's difficult. That takes a lot of discipline. Yeah, just kidding about the casino, but yeah, I mean, I think that goes to show you that, you know, there's always opportunities in the market. So rather than jumping in during a volatile time, which is the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, definitely very volatile, choppy. A lot of days you'll see where it's choppy in the beginning and then you see the clear trend develop, right? Like BBI is a perfect example here. BBA, perfect example. The first 15 minutes here, this is a 5-minute chart. So the first 3 candles here, if you were to have traded, this candle right here would have got most people. Like Chris Stapps is saying, it is very hard not ape into something at the open. Exactly. Man, we're all we're all monkeys at the keyboard, right? Monkeys on the computer, and the monkey brain is very active with all this moving numbers and moving figures and charts and stuff flickering in front of you. Man, it's so hard to sit on your hands. It is for me with my monkey brain. It's so difficult not to click on something shiny. Yeah, if you look at BBI, if you traded in the first 15 minutes, this candle would have got most people, right? You would have tried to long here for a breakout. Breakout of the pre-market high, 345. I mean, load the boat right here, 346 all in, and then a minute later you get a nasty surprise, and then your emotions start working, and you're like, oh, this is a short. They got me. You know, this is not a long. Look at this top wick. This is definitely a short, and you go full size short here at the lows, 334, because at this time this candle is deep red, a full red candle, engulfing this first 5 minutes. So now you're like, yeah, Mr. Market Maker, you can't fool me. Can't fool me twice. You got me the first time. Now I got you. And then 2 minutes later, rip to the other upside. Another nasty surprise. So, you know, and then again, you try to go along here, boom, wick down to the downside. So, you know, this lasted until 7 o'clock today. The first 30 minutes were pure, taking people off sides, taking the longs off, knocking off the shorts, blowing out the longs again, until finally you have 10 minutes where the stock is not doing anything, right? 705 candle, 710 candle. These two candles, the stock is doing nothing, right? It's just like sideways. And then you get a clear pop over the VWAP. It held the 50 period move, simple moving average, 50 SMA held over the VWAP. Now you get a bounce up. Boom. Then you get the clean move finally happens, right? But it doesn't happen until 7:15, 45 minutes after the market is open. 7:15 my time, so that's 10:15 market time. So this is like a really good example of what Chris Tapps is saying is like, he finds most of the day is better to wait the first 15 minutes and then attack. There you go. This is why. Because if you're attacking in this, you're already max loss for the day before 7 a.m. comes around. You've already lost your risk for the day. You're knocked out. You're knocked out of the game, right? If you follow a daily max loss, you probably knocked out yourself. You took yourself out of the game without giving yourself an opportunity to take the easy base hit, which is right here. That's the easy base hit. Take the long, and then you get yourself 1-2R. So, yeah, I mean, that's something I think that has made a major change in my trading too, is just waiting at the open and, turning off, tuning down the monkey brain, and just sort of like thinking more like a chess player, right? Instead of checkers. Checkers is like you're going in and like every candlestick you're chasing, and I've done that, when I was trading in the early years. It's just like checkers. It's like it's red, we're going down, green, we're going up, and that's checkers. That's just chasing candlesticks, and I'm guilty of that. I'll admit that I've definitely been guilty of doing that. But what's going on here with all my positions? I'm actually going to take a little bit more AAPL off here. Okay, LO took some more exits, and then I'll try to wait some near 27.50s for AAPL. So now green on the day, and I've got 4 green trades working for me: QBTS long, NVDA long, Tesla long, and OKLO long. So all my partial positions still running, up roughly 2R on the open position. So that's nice. But yeah, as I was saying, I struggled with that, like, basically playing checkers when everyone else and all the good traders are playing chess. I'm over here playing checkers, chasing these candlesticks, chasing colors, red, green. Whereas chess is more like waiting, thinking about what does this thing want to do? What's the plan here? There's a gap up. What's the big picture idea? What's the daily chart look like? What are these wicks telling me? Chess is patience, letting the market maker show his strategy. Okay, he's wicked the upside, he's wicked the downside, now he's gone up. Maybe his strategy is to try to curl this up the rest of the day. I'm using the word market maker in general, like I don't know if that's like specifically who's doing this, or if it's the general market or the public or sentiment or whatever, but what I mean is like your sort of opponent is somebody, right? In trading, you have an opponent, which you can call market maker, the market itself, the trend, whatever you want to call it. But, you kind of have to think about what their game plan is. And that's why really good traders don't get involved in this nonsense, right? Because they're not playing checkers. They're playing chess. They're thinking ahead. They're like, okay, got wicks here, maybe this is sideways. Let's wait. And then when you see this candlestick right here, this for me is like a poker tell right here. This is like a poker tell. I do play poker actually quite a bit. So for me, this is like a poker tell where you had a double top here. Big engulfing red candle here. By all intents and purposes, I would think this is a double top. We're going lower, right? If you're looking at just like in a vacuum, a candlestick pattern. Double top, wick, a big wick here, double top, engulfing. Yeah, in general, I would say we're going lower. So if that is the case, why did this candle leave such a large bottoming wick? And also you got two large wicks here in these candles. So that's the tell, is that, okay, this is a double top. It's supposed to go down, but it didn't. It didn't here too. So that tells me this has a lot more bid support than sellers, at least at this point in time. And that, for me, that would make it more of a long opportunity. So anyway, that's that. Took an exit on NVDA. Took some off NVDA here because showing some resistance in the 121 area, so I took a piece off there. So Tesla doing really well as well for me. Tesla, nice move. I'm going to try to take some off Tesla, sell some on this area here on Tesla. I'll try to exit some here, maybe up near 250s. So that's going to be the plan for that. Apple, wow, what a bounce here. Long consolidation in this area. Long consolidation. Wow, interesting. IBIT, man. IBIT is the one, huh? IBIT and MSTR. MSTR also looks like... I have this up on my other screen. Look at this nice move here. You have this trend line that I drew earlier. Pretty much stayed in this little box. Like, you know, if you draw this triangle here. You have this triangle going. Stayed in this triangle and then broke out over the VWAP. Held the 50 SMA. This is a 2R trade, guys. 2R. Why am I not in this? Why did I take this trade? Please give this video a thumbs up, guys. Thanks for your support. We started streaming 103 minutes ago. It's a long time, almost 2 hours. Man, I wonder if today's the day, that everything just trends up all day and Tesla ends up being like 254. I wonder if today's the day. Well, if today is that day, then I'll be nicely green. I am already decently green for the day. I mean, you know, even having 1, 2, 3, 4 losing trades to start the day off, I'm still up almost 2R. So that's pretty crazy. That means I made 6R. If I had just stayed out of the market initially on those first few trades that I took that didn't work out for me, then this would have been a very nice green day for me. But you know, hindsight is 2020. Really difficult to you know, go back and second guess yourself and say coulda, woulda, shoulda, because you could say that about everything every day. So we only can make a decision with the information that is in front of us at that time. That's what we did, and that's what we got. NVDA just looking really solid, guys. Look at this, just consolidation yesterday and then breakout. Yeah, this looks really good. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla bouncing right off our trend line. Interesting. I think I drew this trend line at the open. Yeah, took this low here, this low, connected it. Well, that's odd. Like it shows like it's very close to this trend line here, but then when I do a 30-minute, and it doesn't show it. What the heck? Why? That doesn't match up, does it? The lowest 240.77, and this is at 239. But then when I do this, 240. Weird. Weird but true. Weird but true. Let's look at 1 hour. What does it look like on the 1 hour time frame? Yeah, it's nice. Get the 1 hour on NVIDIA. What does that look like to us? It's all green. This looks so good. This looks so solid. This is this resistance area right here. From early on in the month, we had a lot of resistance around this area, which is what, 119, 120-ish area, and then next level up 125s. Let's see how we do this. Taking another piece off here on Tesla, so exited more here on Tesla. So our entry was 243 on the long on Tesla down here. This is where we entered again, because our initial entry was up here in this wick, stopped out, and then we got back in. And then we're catching a really nice move here. Really nice move. PLTR also very nice. So some really good ops today, guys. Really good trading opportunities if you were able to get through the initial whipsaw we got some nice opportunities later in the day. So hopefully you guys caught some of this action. I'm still hoping QBTS is going to go over 10, but I don't like this rejection at 992. Don't like that, but doesn't really mean anything on a stock that's up almost 40% with almost a 600% RVOL. What does that mean? No, doesn't mean anything. It could still continue higher. Christophs is saying, yes, very nice ops if patient. Yeah, man, you killed it today, Christophs, by the way. You killed it on the Tesla options and QBTS for you. I mean, 2 big winners there. I'm not sure what your hold time is, how long you hold on to these trades, but regardless, I mean, if you got long on Tesla in this area, you did really well. QBTS, anytime you could have gotten, pretty much any candle you pick one, and you probably did well, unless of course you got it up here. Other than that, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so SPY hitting a bit of resistance here. QQQs look the same. We are approaching the lunch hour. So this could be a place where we see a bit of a retracement across the board and set us up for a move higher maybe later on in the afternoon. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna take all of Oklo off. I'm gonna lock in the profit there. I'm starting to clean up a little bit some of my trades here. I'm probably gonna take off some more NVDA long. Just want to start taking things off the table here just in case, so we can lock in at least a 1-2 hard day profit for us, and then we can always look to get back into things a little later. But I think it's smart to lock in some profits. Yeah, Christophs is saying this feels like a spot where to wrap up for the day. Yeah, it's funny, like we kind of, I'm kind of feeling the same thing. Kind of have the same feeling that, because, this is a pretty big move up on the SPY, up 2%. Pretty big move up on the SPY. We are obviously in a very long term, well, not very long term, but in the intermediate term, we're definitely in a downtrend, right? Since, middle of February here, February 19th was kind of the high, and for the past 30 days, right? February 19th to today's March 14th, so roughly 30 days, we've been straight down on SPY. So today we get this bounce, and we've had several bounces like this. Like we had a bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. All these days got sold off eventually. Eventually they got sold off. So have to keep in mind that we, when we're going long today, we're going against a trend, right? Just as simple as that. If we're going long today, we're going counter trend, since the trend is lower. Stocks are moving lower. So if that's the case, then you probably don't want to be holding your long positions for like 4R and 5R targets, just because you're going against a trend, and most likely that your counter trend could just end at some point and then continue back to the way it was going. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. something to keep in mind. Okay. Man, monster. Having a monster move. Chris Taps is saying 100% QQQs are at a downtrend line here. QQQs at a downtrend line here. Let's take a look what he's talking about here. QQQ. Let's pull that up. Maybe you're looking at 4 hours. Yeah. Let's look at 4 hours. You draw a downtrend line. Boom. Yeah. Chris Taps is right on the money. Look at this. Chris Taps is saying QQs are at downtrend line here. Yep. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense right here. So, and every time we've touched this line in the past, we've had a move lower. So touch, lower, touch, lower, touch, lower, touch, lower, touch, lower. Now we're touching. Do we move lower? I would say yes. You know, I mean, you got to go with the trend. I would probably think yes. But if we break out over this 483 area and hold, then maybe we get this move kind of zigzag to the upside. But the way the overall big picture fundamentals are looking right now, as far as the economy goes, the tariff situation, you know, inflation, stuff like that, I don't know if this is what we get. I don't know, maybe. I sure as heck don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and say I know which way to go, but right now I'm up 2R on the day after being down 4R. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm happy to recover, you know, what was a choppy morning. And as I say that, I'm taking some more profit off of the table here. And yeah, locking in some more gains for sure. QBTS curling back up. So I'll probably put a stop on QBTS below the VWAP, which for some reason is not filling in for me here. Which is kind of bizarre. I don't know why it's doing that. But the VWAP stopped right here abruptly. Something is not right with Thinkorswim today. Or maybe it's just the outsized move that that QBTS has had today, up 40%. Maybe it's like throwing a wrench into the calculation system of Thinkorswim. And how do we calculate the VWAP? Maybe that's why it's like, don't know what's going on here. QBTS, I'll probably take the rest of my position off here as it approaches the highs, and then I'll put a stop probably below 9. Seems like a reasonable area to stop out. right? My entry on QBTS is what is my entry here? It is in the $8 range. 880s is where I got into QBTS, like somewhere around here. 880s, yep. So even if I put my stop at 9, I'll basically be like baby green on the last portion of QBTS. Took most of the QBTS position off, so I've locked in the gains there, which is a nice 2R gain so far. So we'll add a little bit to that if we can get over this area. So that'll be cool if we can get it. I've sold all of the AAPL, so that's done. Alright, I had to step away there for a second. What in the heck? What in the heck happened here? Look at Apple. Ooh. Wow. What a trade on Apple. Off that 210 area. Man, I'm kind of kicking myself for not being more aggressive at 10:30. Why wasn't I more aggressive? But at least I got some few. At least I did get a couple bangers. Like Okla was nice. Okla was solid, man. What a nice trade on Okla. And obviously, QBT is my biggest winner, but Okla was very nice. OKLO. I'll show you guys my QBTS trade if you guys are interested in seeing it, since you don't see the executions here because I don't execute on Thinkorswim. I execute on Dash Trader. So let's go over quickly some of my trades if you guys are interested in seeing how I took some of these trades. Actually, how do I show this? I don't know if I can show it. Yeah. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter later. But QBTS, we got long right here. At 880s is where we got long, and then I sold some here and here. And then I'm holding a little bit with a stop below $9, which right now is not looking so hot. So gonna have a stop okay, so my stop is going to be above break even for QBTS. I'm going to put my stop just below the VWAP. So if it breaches the VWAP, we're going to be out of that small piece that I have left on QBTS. And I got all out of Tesla. So I exited the Tesla long, all out. I'm also all out of NVDA. So pretty much I wrapped everything up and we got a nice 2R win for the day. So, man, feels like it was a battle, even though it's just been a few hours since the market opened. It feels like it's been a sort of a tough day today. So, yeah, so I think I'll probably end the stream here for today. I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. We'll keep this up. We'll keep this going. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Today's Friday, so 2 days of no trading. And, yeah, so enjoy your weekend, guys. Have some time to yourself, friends, family. Take it easy and tune in Monday morning. We'll do this all over again. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend.